Soon. Nice to meet you, my friend.
Pleasure.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Really glad we...
Thank you for flying all the way in.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure. It's like, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, really.
Thank you.
And the view and the place.
It's beautiful view.
I can't change that. So, tell me, my friend.
Yes.
I know we spoke quite a bit before we started today, and I've had a bit of feedback on the background and what you've done so far. And I would like to work with you on one thing. And what I would consider probably the most important thing, because if you master the big stuff, the little stuff automatically gets mastered.
Makes sense.
You know, as in the macro, so it is in the micro. So
let's take care of the macro first.
Let's go to the macro, exactly.
Okay,
Would you like that?
Excellent. I love that, yes.
Excellent. Yeah. And that, for me, would be personal leadership and influence. Are those things that you're looking to develop and evolve, grow into?
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm not talking about business leadership. I'm talking about all kinds of leadership that evolve into family leadership, community leadership, business leadership, any other kind of leadership.
Yes.
It all starts with you, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think I love to be a game changer. I think we witnessed that together. And I think the leadership needed for that to happen is a lot bigger than the game I'm playing right now, frankly speaking. Yeah, so I love to have more leadership. Yeah, please.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I'll make it quite simple, but powerfully simple. So soon, since we're gonna be speaking about leadership and influence, I'd like to begin with asking you, what does it mean to you, the word leadership, and then the word influence? But start with leadership.
I think leadership is about painting a vision, and then with that vision, develop the right strategy to drive that vision, and then most importantly, having the people and developing the people such that together we can make the vision come true.
Couldn't agree more, my friend.
Thank
you said vision, you said we, the people, not I, and you said a journey. You said the word journey as well. Fantastic. That's exactly what it is. Influence. What does that mean to you?
I think influence. Wow, that's a tougher one, right?
Interesting, isn't it?
Influence has at least two sides to that. The first side is influencing the people such that we. Okay, influence it means aligning the people. For me, aligning the people such that
aligning them or aligning yourself with them.
I think interesting. I always thought, once we have to. I think aligning. I think me to the vision, and align ourselves to the mission. Yes. I think align us to the mission, and the thing might shift a little bit as we get together, because I think collective wisdom is better than just one person. And also influence has to do with, on the journey there are a lot of different parties that, external forces, that we need to bring them and align them along with the journey such that we can go towards the journey smoother and, more importantly, arriving there.
Together.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Again, I can't agree more. If I may give you my simple definition, and you'll see where we literally come in congruence totally. For me, leadership is exactly what you said. It's having a vision. Actually, the way I wrote it, for me, vision is a dream. So that's how I wrote it in my book, a little formula, 4 Ds, dream, desire, do, determination. And the dream is the vision. It's what you see, what you foresee, what you want. Not necessarily that you will do anything about it at that point. You've got to really desire it. That's the fuel and the heart and the guts that really makes that dream a real thing that you're going to go for. And then, of course, you've got to do the action. You've got to do what you need to do. And the most important part after that is to be determined enough to last the distance, to serve your time before time serves you. You can't just do something once because of a great dream. Yeah. You just really want it and it didn't work out and you move away.
Right, the cycle needs to repeat.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the determination to keep going, keep going, keep going. So if I may share with you how I define these two terms, and you will very quickly see where we actually correlate and come in congruence. Even though we might use different words, we mean the same thing. So for me, leadership is about, or personal leadership is about a dream. It's 4 Ds. That's what I wrote the book about and made a little formula out of it, so to simplify it.
I love the name.
Thank you.
4D.
4D leadership. Yeah. It's dream, desire, do, and determination. The dream is obviously what you mentioned as a vision. It's what you foresee, what you want, what you would like. However, dreams don't really come true, even in fairy tales. unless there is a real desire, a real fire in the guts and the heart to really want
The
it.
fire to get.
Absolutely, and that's the desire. Without desire, without fuel in the engine, it doesn't matter what the dream is, nothing's going to happen. Of course, what really makes that whole thing work is the doing. You've got to act, you've got to do something to fulfill that desire,
So
otherwise...
the action needed such that
That's
can
it.
happen. Yeah.
That's it. And all these things are almost yours alone because nobody really knows what you really want or where your dreams or even your action can go unnoticed for X amount of time until you show people perseverance, determination, the fourth D. That's when people start to notice that what you're doing is important.
Actually, I like the 4D, the last D.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time, having action, the result might not show. It might be shown, but people might not notice. It's
Exactly.
just that.
You might notice it, other
Yeah.
people might not notice it, or it might not work out yet. It might not have worked out yet.
Yeah.
So without determination, the whole thing just crumbles. And that's where people give up very quickly. And the mark of a leader is the determination part. It's where people see your perseverance and start to buy into that dream of yours. Because it's very easy for them to, well, they don't know what your dream is, they don't care about it anyway.
Right.
And if you give up on it too quickly, then
Then nothing get done.
nothing happens basically. So determination is the part that literally bends the fourth dimension of time for you. That's how you bend time, because time is this dimension that we live through, and it's our mission in life to create things during that time, but time doesn't serve us, we serve our time before we expect time to serve us basically, and that's the determination part. The most important thing that you said as well was the we in leadership. So you're doing all this, you're committed to your dream, you're congruent, and we'll talk about congruence, confidence, and competence in a second.
Okay.
That's a
Okay,
very
that's
exciting
it.
part. People see that, and hopefully you've already determined who are those people that you want to work with, that you want to carry on with your dream. And that's a business dream, that's a family dream, that's a community dream, that's a world dream. I'm not talking about the size or the direction of the dream now, or who's involved. That's your choice, and we're all different,
Right.
and we all have multiple roles we play in life.
Right. What if some of the team members not here, right? Like, fellowship of the ring, maybe
They're not there yet.
They're not quite there yet, or maybe I've not, be able to, using your word, influence and attract them yet, right? So I might have part of parcel, but not the whole thing. Yeah.
That's the definition of influence.
Okay.
The literal definition of influence
Yes.
is influare, inflow. That's literal, that's
Okay.
not a metaphor.
Okay.
So it means inflow.
Inflow.
Inflow. So to be influential, you have to be in your own flow.
Okay.
So that people can feel that you're flowing in a direction. You've got to learn how to get in flow with those people who you want to attract into your sphere. Because the law of attraction is actually taught a little bit wrongly, I think. You don't
Okay.
attract yourself to anything. You don't attract anything to you. You attract yourself to things and to people and to places. This place was always here. This was always going to happen, with me or without me, or with you or without you. We attracted ourselves to this place, to this moment, to be here together. So that's
Interesting. So it's not the thing coming to us, but
Nothing
it's more
comes to
like
you.
we
You
go
go
to
to
a
it.
place where things go there, or people go there too.
And that's either a physical place or a space. When you create that space in your mind, you have attracted your sphere of influence. That's what we call it, sphere of influence. You've created a sphere that now goes to bring other people and other things into it. You allow those things into it. So you're attracting yourself to all those things. And that's the inflow. That's what flows grows.
Space. I love
What
that.
flows grows. What stagnates disintegrates. So as long as we're in flow, that's the purpose of life really is constant flow and growth. And when we stagnate something, it just disintegrates. So as long as we're flowing, we're in that flow, and you're congruent with it, people will feel that. And they will choose to be led by you. So this is where influence and leadership is. You don't choose to lead them, you choose to be a worthy leader, act like a worthy leader, and you look like one, to tell you the truth.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will follow you
more to do.
in many more ways than one. You look the part. Now you just got to make clear where you're going, where you want to take them, and allow them to get in your flow, to be led by you.
Interesting.
It's an allowing.
So it's a
an inviting.
declaration, and then allowing them to come and align to that.
For me, that's what influence is. You're staying in your flow and making an opening for them to come into that flow with you, so that you're inviting them to be led by you.
How interesting.
Because they choose to be led. You
How
can't,
interesting. Yes.
You can't, there's,
Yeah.
people confuse leadership and command. You don't command people, you don't command your wife, or your future wife, as that.
Yes, girlfriend, right?
Girlfriend currently.
We can try, but
Yeah.
I don't think that will go down very well.
It all depends on your action, your action and determination. And determination, remember that one.
Yes.
So you can't command your wife or your, literally, not even your kids or your co-workers. I mean, you're building an empire, as far as I know. You don't really command those people. I mean, if you do, it might work for a little bit, but you're actually commanding fear, and that breaks down very quickly, eventually.
It's so in line with the desert trip which I recently experienced, and that's fascinating. It's so much about aligning ourselves to a bigger thing, and then allow things to come.
Come into your sphere.
Yeah, because I always thought our influence, we have to go out there and do something.
And
we
get
have
it.
You get it, you have to influence something, right? But this is so gracious, yes.
Talking about spheres, I always carry spheres with me, so this will be yours, this will be mine, just so when talking about spheres.
No, thank you.
Because everything is a sphere, right? Everything in the universe is a sphere. Anything that's organized is a sphere. The Earth is a
So
sphere,
the Earth.
energy circles are a sphere, vortexes are spheres. We live in spheres of influence.
Thank
We live in spheres
Thank you.
of groups. So we can expand the sphere, we can shrink the sphere, we can move it, but it's always organized into a spherical shape that has no top, no bottom, no south, no north, no east. That's what a sphere is. We put our definitions
We put our definition there.
on everything.
And
Exactly.
it's just...
It's a matter of perspective. Which way is up, which way is down? There is no up or down. It's just where I am right now might seem up to me or down to you. But it's all about perspective. So
Perfect.
we'll
Yes,
talk
please.
about
Yes.
spheres a little bit more
Yes,
in a
yes.
second. Just going back to finish that influence part.
Yes.
So being the leader that you want to be, and like I said, it's within a family, within a business, within a community, within the whole world. Your sphere of leadership and influence is as big as you want it to be or small as you want it to be. There's no wrong or right about that. You don't look like a small sphere kind of guy, but but this is coaching for everyone. It's the same. So whether you want to influence one or two people, or 100 or a million, it's a choice.
I believe
the
we have to
concept
start
is the
from,
same.
yeah, we have to start from small first, right? And then we grow there. Right?
Absolutely. And the part where really people connect with you
Yes.
is where when you inspire them. So you've got your dream and your 4Ds sorted, you're doing your activities and you're determined and you've got your goals, and I know you've been working on all that. People see that, they go, wow, this is interesting. You're in flow, they go, this is interesting. But the time they connect with you is when you inspire them. And the definition of the word inspire is inspirare, or inspiritus. So literally when you connect at a spiritual level, and this is not going spiritual woo-woo now, this is talking about humans. We're spirits having a human experience. We're not human beings, we're consciously being human. So when you overcome the role that you play, because you play many roles, and those roles change as we decide to change them, we have to change them. But the thing that doesn't change is the real you, the you who decides to play a role or not play a role, who judges, I'm a good father, I'm a good son, I'm not a good son, I'm a good businessman, not a good businessman, I'm a good speaker, I want this, I don't want that. Who is the I who wants, doesn't want, doesn't judge? That doesn't change.
Right.
Everything else changes, all the other roles
Right.
that the I plays.
Right.
That's the spirit, the human spirit.
Right.
Can't explain it more than that.
I love that. I love that. I'm just thinking how that I translate into the executive, into the corporate, right? I mean, that makes sense for me on a
I'll show you
personal
that.
level, and I got that. But I can imagine I'm sitting on the board of directors or talking to a lot of officer or different alliance, right? I'm like, okay, let's talk about
Strategy.
inspiring and strategy, and then let's talk about spiritual. And it's just I know there's a way to make that work, but maybe it's just a lingo, or maybe there's something I
I'll show
should
you.
get. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because I agree with you. In a boardroom, if you start to talk spiritual,
Yeah,
they go, what?
I mean, like seriously, like
That
there's
should be in the back of your mind. I'm here to inspire them.
Yeah, there's no ROI for spirituality. At least on the surface.
At least on the surface.
At least on the surface.
They might not know it, but that's how it works.
I'd love to know how that click. Now that would be huge.
Let me show you how that clicks. So let me show you how we translated this into a strategy. Because to inspire them is to connect with their spirits so that they get into your flow, or you can direct that flow, towards the dream, the vision, because you're directing the ship now. You're the captain of that ship. So how do you actually do it, the strategy-wise?
I mean, I love it. I mean, Steve Jobs is famous because of his ability to inspire.
Yeah.
And he's a very spiritual man.
Absolutely.
I mean, that we doesn't talk about it overtly, but it's all, everybody know that he has something within. I love to learn more about.
Like what you said.
that.
He doesn't speak about overtly, but
Right.
everybody knows.
Everybody know.
It's not something you should even speak about. Like in a training session, yeah, we talk about it. You to yourself, you can talk about it, but out in the world, you're not gonna talk about it. You're gonna make them know it. You're gonna give them a reason to believe. And that's not by saying it, it's by being it. That's really what I'm talking about here. When you be it, when you are it, when you're in congruence with your total ability and
It's like-
skill,
Right.
you don't have to tell them. They know it. There's so much in life that we know, yet we know not why we know it. And so much that we don't know, yet we know. It's out there. I don't know, but I know. I kind of know there's something there. It's not something we need to talk about. You feel it. It's a feeling. You impart a feeling on them. And what they're feeling, actually, literally, this is a great point to come to it. They're feeling or not feeling. That's where they get inspired or not inspired. They feel your congruence. So,
Okay.
congruence, integrity, not honesty. Well, honesty is part of integrity, but integrity again means integrare, to make whole, the wholeness of you, the congruence that I've got this. You smile a lot. I love that because a smile is it's the universal language that needs no words or lyrics, and yet everybody can understand it, even a baby. So but just by smiling, I'm telling you I'm congruent. I'm fine. I've got this. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be here, and you do that a lot. And there's no words for that. You don't need to say a word. I don't need to hear a sound. I perceive it. I feel your congruence. That's all it is. So congruence in what? I call this the sphere of connection, or the C sphere. Let's just call it that.
For me, congruence is an alignment of myself and the environment. The alignment of different part of myself and
And the
where we
environment
are.
that you live in, and the environment that you're creating. And it's a two-way street to confidence, and a two-way street to competence. Competence. I don't go into the... All this sits in your sphere.
Okay.
Now, the more things in life that you're competent in doing, the more confident you'll feel about them. Right?
True, of course.
But many times you might not have competence in something yet,
Not yet. Yeah.
but because of your dream and your vision, you have confidence that you will do whatever it takes to develop or find the competence to do it, even if it's not yours, right? You might hire competence.
Hire
You might
influence,
that's it.
align, yeah.
You might align competence. So competence is not your competence, it's the competence that you are putting into your sphere.
Actually, to be fair, I think in a leadership role, because of the things that we're trying to do, sometimes it's just so much beyond us.
Yes.
I think a lot of the competence have to lie outsiders.
Absolutely.
I think a leader is to hold those competence together and align them such that things can happen.
Exactly. Thank
Okay,
you.
and then that's-
So
okay.
the more confidence you have in your dream, in your vision, in your passion, and everything that you do, the more confidence you'll attract. Whether you are learning those skills, or you're hiring, or finding, or aligning those skills, just like what we said now. So everything is a two-way influential way. You know, this is not a one-way arrow. It's a double arrow. The bigger this becomes, it makes this become bigger,
Okay.
and vice versa. Sometimes it doesn't even matter where you start. But
Sometimes
the thing that glues them together is the congruence. Because this, you can express confidence. You can tell people, I'm confident, I know this will work. You can show them confidence, hey, I've done it, I know how to do this. I've got the certificate, I've got the whatever, I've got the outcome, I've got the result. These things you can show and tell. However, sometimes, especially being a leader, actually most of the time being a leader, you have to inspire people before they can see the outcome. Otherwise, the outcome doesn't happen. And that's where congruence comes in. The congruence is the gel, the glue that they feel. You can't tell them I'm congruent.
Yeah.
You can't tell them I'm inspiring you.
Yeah.
Even if you said it, like, what is he talking about?
This is how a leader hold ourselves.
Yes. That's it. How you hold yourself, and how you hold the vision, and how you hold your expression. That's why I talk about mind smile. A mind, we express and we receive and we perceive things through our mind and through our mouths. So mind smile is like mind and math influence.
Okay.
That's a whole different subject. We won't have time to cover it today.
Got that.
Exactly. So it's how you hold yourself, because everything comes from within you. So if it's not in you, if you're not congruent, you can't express it.
Okay.
But congruence is not something you can tell them. It's something they feel. They just know. That's what you talk about with Steve Jobs. This is what they get without you telling them, without you showing them. Make sense?
Thank you.
This you can show or tell. This you can show or tell.
Okay.
This you can't show or tell. You just be it.
Yeah, on those two, there are a lot of action we can do such that it displays, not so much this.
Yeah. Well, it displays, but not at a
You can play the
physical. You
ABC
can't,
to...
you can't. Here is my congruence, ABC. There's no way to do that, but they feel it, or of course they don't if it's not there.
Okay, now it makes sense. You know, a lot of the lesson which I've been learning about being present, being in touch with the nature, a bigger force. Now that makes sense. You know, it is in that, having that in me, and experiencing that wonderfulness, that enable oneself to be congruent, and then led to the rest of the thing that can happen externally. Yes.
That's it. You got it. You nailed it. This is
Easy
the
to say, very hard to do. Yes.
It's a journey. You said that at the beginning.
Yes.
It's a journey. You don't just drop there and it happens. You develop this, you evolve it. But if you're consciously aware of it and that's your intention, because you can replace this with intent, influence. Well, we could replace this with many words. That sphere is actually interchangeable, and I use it in different ways. But there's many different ways to describe this. We could just call this integrity, integration, to make whole, to integrate everything, all the pieces of me, versus ability and skill. There's skills I develop, there's the ability, things I can or can't do, even if I have the skills or don't, and there's the integration of all this. So you can interchange the words, but just the connection sphere, see the seas flow here, and this is what people feel.
Perfect. And it's not just congruent in myself, it's how that I can let my team or together onto a journey whereby they develop their congruent too.
Absolutely. But you know what people get attracted to? With that, totally subconsciously. All humans, we are attracted to and in love with any human being who's doing things beautifully and congruently. Any sports person, any performer, and I'm talking top performer,
Yes.
top athlete, top business person, top leader, top speaker. What makes them top and what makes people go sit there and just watch them? Pay money to watch them. Go out of the way, give up time out of their life and their families to watch them. Is that congruence? Is that you're seeing this person is so confident, they're so skilled, they're so competent, but they put it all together so beautifully.
So beautiful.
You don't have to tell them,
so
I'm a
at
good
ease,
runner.
yeah.
You don't say, I'm a good runner. Watch me. You be a good runner. You be the best. Steve Jobs, he's actually not a very good business person. That's why he had a whole team of business people around him. He's a good visionary and a good leader, a great leader, or was actually now, great leader who inspires people through his congruence. He knows where he's going to get the confidence. It's not my confidence, but I'm confident I'm going to get it because this is where we're going, and I'm congruent with it. And people just love to watch that. It's that part. They don't know why, but this is exactly why. It's a feeling. It's not something you can describe. It's just a feeling. So in your intent, when you really want to get people around you, the more congruent you become within, and you can continuously develop that through all the skills that you just talked about, and there's other things that we can talk about later as well. People just love to be around you. They'll just love to watch you do your magic. Making magic it's magic to them because they don't know how it works, but it's normal for you.
You know what a scene that come to me as you talk about that is the movie Avatar.
Avatar,
It's like getting connected to Gaia, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that.
We all know it again. Like I said before, we know yet we know not. And so much we don't know yet we know. There is a source, and there's a destiny, and there's a spirit. How you describe that and how religions describe it and how this book or that book describes it, there's different ways human beings express things, but we kind of know there is something, there's a source and there's a destiny and there's this and there's that. If you express that without saying it, you're not going there to teach religions or a new path of enlightenment. You just be that light, and people, when you pass the light on, people can't not see it. You can't unsee what you have seen. You can't unfeel what you felt, basically. Does that make sense to you?
Perfect sense, yes.
So
a lot of the business thing that I have in my mind is being resolved as I'm listening to that part. Yeah.
and as long as you do it, and I believe you are exactly that kind of person, which is why we're here today, as long as you do it for good reasons, to serve humanity, seeking service back, because we only give because we want to receive something. We want to receive love and gratitude and relationships and money and this and that. All things, feelings and things that we receive, we're doing them because we need that to survive as humans. We need that connection and feedback. This is a feedback loop, so we need the feedback loop. But what are we giving out to receive it? It's good service to humanity, great service to humanity. So as long as you're doing that in a good sense, you'll only get more of that love back. Good question to end with, actually. And knowing that I kind of know the answer,
Sure.
I'll ask it anyway.
Sure.
If I may.
Yeah, please.
Do you love what you do?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The only problem is that I have so many things that I'm doing right now. Investing, sitting on the board of directors of companies. Love to speak more, mentor more people. Teaching in university. There's just so many things, and there's a lot of this in the contribution. So I'm just, the thing that comes to my mind is just how do I fit that all together?
How do you bring it all together into
Yeah.
congruence? As a matter of fact, if you look above it, it's all the same thing. You're just doing different steps, and your decision has to be which one first, not which one first. Because if you look above it, like this sphere, it's one unit. Everything that's inside it from here is one unit. But if you break it down, there's many, many units inside it. So what you love doing is all this as one thing. And your decision now is which one unit do I start with to expand to the bigger unit.
Okay.
Because one is not a number, by the way. It's a unit. Everything
I'm
is-
not sure if I get that. Yes.
That's why I paused there for a second to just see if I got the point. Everything is one. The number one is one. Zero is no number. You're a very tech-savvy person.
Right.
Ones and zeros, they're not
Agree.
numbers.
Yeah.
Ones and zeros are on-off switches.
Yes.
That's all it is. So one is a unit of existence. Zero is not.
Okay, from that, yeah.
So from that sense,
From the binary perspective, yes.
from binary perspective and from universal perspective, everything is
The
one.
yin yang, yeah.
Exactly. Every unit is made of subunits of one, but the more you look above it, it's one unit. So the number 995 is one number.
Okay.
Made up of what though? Made up of 995 units of one. Without one, there can't be many. Without many, there can't be one. Everything is one. So what you love doing is expressing yourself through and serving through investment, business, growing this business, speaking about it so you can share that, what you've learned, and make other people's lives better. So you can serve your family with the money and the love that you're getting back. It's all the one thing, just different roles. And the trick is, of course, I'm not saying it's easy, because
Right.
I find it exactly just as hard as you. Time is limited. I want to do all these things. Which one first? And which one comes after? And sometimes you don't even have to decide on all of them, just decide on which one first.
Okay.
And the rest will be shown to you. The how will be shown to you. So suddenly this drops in, that drops in. The more people feel your congruence, suddenly you get speaking engagements that you weren't even planning. Just because people love what you do in your business. And I go, wow, I always wanted to do that. But now it's coming to me. So I'm not telling you exactly which one you should choose first or not. I know you've been working on that with Kasia and with some of the other coaches. So, and you'll continue to work on it, I know that. Just think about it always as the higher you, looking down at it, it's all the one thing. And now my choice is where to start with which unit of it, so I can build the whole sphere and expand my whole sphere. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Awesome. So you love what you do.
Love it.
We know that.
Yes.
Would you like to be loved for what you do?
I love to. I mean, I just thought that it's very selfish to want to be loved for what we do.
Selfish?
Because I don't think the thing that we do should be about us. It should be about the thing itself, right? Yeah.
So if you got no love back, if you got no significance, if you felt no influence, would you still do what you do?
Yes, I do.
I don't think so. I'm not talking about money here. Money is one reward. I'm talking about love. Significance, that you feel important, that you feel contributing. If you had no feeling that, hey, I mean something, I am making a difference, these people love what I'm doing for them. Isn't that the actual reason why you do it?
Let me say that. Let me just say that. What I got so far is, sometimes people do not know what I do for them, but I still do that because I know, and I think
And it makes you feel good.
There we go. To be fair, so the love is not from them to me. Sometimes it's from me to myself.
Me.
Because
Thank
I'm
you.
like, this makes sense. Yeah.
But that's the ultimate goal, is to be as love. Because it's the law of vibrational equilibrium. That's what LOVE stands for, well, for me at least. Law of vibrational equilibrium. The more we feel that equilibrium, the more happy we are. So whether that love comes directly from one
that makes
human or
sense.
another, or from the universe, or from within me, we all deserve to be loved, because that's all we're seeking actually, at the end of the day. So you love giving because you love feeling that, yeah, I made a difference. I have significance. I have a meaning. I have some influence. I can control something. I can make some flow. And at the end of the day, I'm happy doing what I've done.
And it's a choice. At the end of the day, we're done. and that's we're done.
That's it. Excellent. So let's make this happen, because if you love what you do and you love being loved for what you do, then it's time to get paid and rewarded well for loving what you do,
Right.
while being loved for doing it. Simple as that.
Well, thank you.
All right, my friend.
All right. Thank you. I'm just thinking. Thank you.
Pleasure, buddy.
Pleasure. Thank you. I'm just thinking, how do I boil that down to something more tangible so that I can bring it to my and there are things that come to my mind already. Yes, my business.
To the business?
The game changing, right? To the business, to the talk series that I want to do. I'm just thinking how and I think the first thing, as you talk about, and I did not really think about that, is about getting more people on the bandwagon.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that not necessarily people that are directly employed, but people that are themselves influencers that I can bring them on board. And I think that is a bigger.
What do you need to do that?
Make some phone calls.
Well, that's the technical aspect, but that's how you're going to do it. What is it that you're doing? You're connecting with them, right? Maybe a phone call, maybe an email, maybe you go visit them. That's irrelevant. That's your decision depending on the situation.
Right.
That's the how. What you're doing is you're connecting with them. You know you need to do that, and you know you're going to do that. How do they accept that connection? It's when they feel you. You can go and visit them. They'll be nice to you, I'm sure. They're all decent people. They're the ones at least you're picking. But will they accept you and work with you? Or will they say, oh, thank you, but not really? It's not a decision they'll make consciously.
Yeah.
It's very subconscious. Consciously later on, there'll be contracts and drafts and
Right,
money
right.
transactions.
It's
This is, okay, let's consciously figure this out. How we're going to do this and why we're going to do this. But the decision is made before before the details come into it.
In
It's
the
like,
corporate deal, it's like that. Anytime you shake hands with somebody, within the next few meetings, or even showing that you want to do deal with this
I
person.
want to do
or
business
not,
here,
right?
or I don't want to do business here. The details come later.
No, employee meets you first time, and then it's
That's
like,
it.
do I want this as a boss? I mean, like vice versa, right? And that boils down to congruence.
It's something they feel or don't feel. If they don't feel it, they'll move
So
away
is
from
that,
it.
is that
It's this. Yeah,
is
exactly.
this or the whole thing wrapped up?
It's the whole thing.
Okay.
It's a sphere. You enter as a sphere. Your congruence is at the top here because it's what gels these together. The more congruence you have, you can be really confident about something. You're not very confident maybe, or you're not sure about something, or let's say confidence. You have a skill that you're really good at, yet you lack confidence in it. And a lot of people are like that. They're really good at something, but they never shine because they're not confident enough to express themselves. And they can't bring this whole thing as a congruent light coming out of them, as a focused laser. That's why I talk about laser leadership. You're focusing your light like a laser. If you can't focus that, so I can shine it at you, so you can receive it from me, I want to know what you can do. I don't know what you can do.
Okay.
If if you ask your girlfriend to marry you, she's not going to analyze all your competencies, and there's a lot of things that you are not competent
all
at.
I'm looking is just congruent, right?
Exactly.
I want this man with me for a long, long time,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah.
She feels yes or no, and then the decision, and even from your case, am I good enough to be a
Same.
husband?
Yeah.
You're not competent to be a husband yet, but you'll develop that,
That's true.
that competence as time goes. Because you're confident enough that this is what you want, you're congruent about it. This is what I want. This is what we're doing. The other party feels that congruence, now we have influence. Now we're in flow together. They don't feel it, it doesn't matter how many books you've read or how many seminars or how many certifications you've had, that's competence. If the other person doesn't feel it, as a whole you, they won't buy it. Simple as that, because you're always selling yourself. Before you sell your skills or your ability or your service or
Who
your
you are
love,
as a person.
I'm selling me. If you don't buy me, well, it doesn't matter what I can do for you. Make sense? Excellent.
Thank you again.
Pleasure.